Hi, I'm Bart Hanson. I'm the owner of CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time every Monday. If you like the channel, please subscribe and hit that like button. And if you want to submit to be on the show, take a look at the information in the description.
Yeah, I have a hand from 1020 from 2 Saturdays ago at Encore.
Okay.
So this is the first time I played the 1020 there. I usually just play the 510.
Yep.
But I was feeling a little tipsy. I had been drinking, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go sit."
That's a new thing for you, huh?
Yeah, it's unusual. And so I had seen two of the guys who were playing in the game. They had played 510 with me before, and I thought they were, just marginal regs, which I think is probably almost the best you can ask for in a 10-20 game these days.
Right.
And then there was one guy I didn't know. So this hand, we're playing, like I said, we're playing four-handed. We're 5,700 effective.
Okay.
So I bought in for 4,500.
Four-handed?
For about an hour. Yeah, four-handed.
Okay.
5,700 effective.
Mm-hmm.
And button opens, just a white kid, probably around 30 years old. And I'm in the big blind with Ace of Diamonds, 9X.
So a button makes it what, like 70 or something?
He made it 50.
50. Okay, so small, like 2.5x.
Small sizing.
Hero in small blind with what?
Big blind.
Big blind, okay.
Yep.
With?
And Ace of Diamonds, 9 of clubs.
Okay, so just a straight open to 50, you close the action in the big blind, and I'm assuming you call, right?
Nope, I 3-bet.
Oh, okay.
So I think this is the biggest mistake of the hand for me. I should be 3-betting here probably about 10 to 11% of hands, and Ace-9 off is more in like the low 20s. So I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking at the time. I think, I'm new at the game. I'm drinking a little. I probably should just be flatting here. The majority of the times, if I am 3-betting, I should be doing it with the suited variety.
Yeah, the suited variety. Also, to your deep and you're out of position, which means that you're supposed to 3-bet a little bit less frequently. And also, too, it's not like there's dead money in the pot. So you'll see this sort of distribution of 3-betting here from the big blind sometimes, where it's polar. It's like the new school thing is like this is one of the only polar spots sometimes that you'll see 3-betting from the big blind with some dead money in the pot. But yeah, I would call here almost always. But okay, so you 3-bet. What sizing did you take?
I went to 225.
Okay.
So 4.5x.
Yep.
And he flatted.
Okay.
Which is I had 3-bet him one time before in the same configuration.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had jacks that hand, and he just straight folded.
Okay.
So this time he calls.
Yep.
So we're going to a flop where heads up. There's about 460 in the pot.
Uh-huh.
And the flop comes Ace of Hearts, 9 of Hearts, 7 of Diamonds.
Ace of Hearts, 9 of Hearts, 7 of Diamonds. So you flop top 2.
Correct.
Okay.
All right, so I like to take a smaller sizing here. I bet a third of the pot. I bet 150.
Now, I am definitely not. I know you're a top section guy. I am definitely not. I don't know this stuff off the top of my head. I can only, and I haven't really taken the time to get good at the skill of solvers. I let other people do that for me through our higher level subscription thing, top section, and then talk through these hands. But I feel like here that if you have a complement of aces and pocket nines as a 3-bet, that you don't. I understand that's a simplified strategy of betting 1/3 on a board like this is probably it's probably like a very robust range, right, of c-betting, but I bet you can, you're allowed to bet larger here on this board. I know it's connected, but I would tend to, off the top of my head, probably bet larger. Like I said, you probably can choose this sizing. It's just a question of what is the best sizing.
You could probably mix in different sizings. I don't have a solver myself. I actually gave this hand to someone who put it through a solver. He did that for me as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm assuming this is a sort of a board where you could definitely take different sizings. But like I said, I like just to go through for the small sizing, since I think I'm going to be c-betting most ace-high flops in this configuration.
Okay, so you bet 150. He calls?
I bet 150 he calls.
Okay, so button calls. Yep.
So it's ace of hearts, nine of hearts, seven of diamonds.
Yep.
And the turn is a six of diamonds, which I think is a pretty bad card for like my overall range, right?
Yeah.
It brings in, two pairs for him, straights, straight draws, flush draws, things like that.
Right.
However, there's a deviation from like optimal play, I suppose. My hand is just still kind of too good, I feel like, to check. But I don't want to take a lot. Like, a lot of people will take a small sizing on the flop and then take a bigger sizing on the turn, right?
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to take like a gigantic sizing here. Like, if you were going to bet, like, this is different than like a deuce, right? Like, if you saw an offsuit deuce, you'd probably definitely be able to take a larger sizing. Right, so again, in the work that's reflected here, I don't think that you're going to have to check this turn like always. Yes, it is sort of a bad card. Front door hearts, backdoor diamonds, and 8-10 comes in. But it's just in the work that we do here, when you don't really have the nuts, it's again reflected with a smaller sizing. So if you were to bet here, I bet you it wouldn't be for more than, say, like half the pot maybe. Now, if I was playing against somebody who I didn't think was overly sophisticated in this particular situation, if it was a rec player, that didn't understand any of this material, like, I might go larger, but I think you probably want to keep it under 350, 300 to 350. And, you mix in your bets here with some of your good hands, like ace-9, some of your good draws, and then you might check, like, some of your one-pair hands, as a reflection.
If I had ace-king or ace-queen on this flop, I think I'm going to be checking almost always.
Yeah, but I think that this gets to be bet. It just needs to be, it's not insanely, you can't just blast it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I did bet, and I took pretty much exactly half pot of it, 375 into 760.
Okay.
And the villain now raises to 975.
To 975, okay. Now, you have the ace of diamonds in your hand. I just want to make sure that that's true, right?
Yes, I have the ace of diamonds, so I'm blocking backdoor diamonds.
Right.
Backdoor nut draws.
Okay. So, again, this is just like regular white guy. He could be definitely hot. If somebody's playing four-handed with you at 10-20, and he's a younger guy and you're 5,700 effective, I'm probably going to try to play as close to, say, what I would say, like, equilibrium as possible, where I'm just like, all right, well, I'm going to try to play this hand like I'm going to try to play it, where, you're going to call down. Like, you can't really do anything probably but call down if he thinks that you're, he's going to hop on the fact that you're not supposed to be betting, or you're only supposed to be betting with a really, really strong range here. Like, I don't know what he thinks about you, but, I think it's a standard call, right?
Right. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
There's no version of me ever folding right now.
Right.
So I make the call. And so now we go to the river, and there is about 2,700.
Yep.
Yeah, 2,700 in the pot.
Yep.
And the river is the two of diamonds.
Okay.
Okay, so that brings in backdoor flush.
Yep.
I obviously have the ace of diamonds in my hand, so I'm blocking the nuts.
Right.
I check, and he moves all in for 4,400.
Well, I didn't even know. I had seen check and move all in, so it's an over pot size bet, right? It's like
it's 1.7x or something.
Yeah, here's the thing. So
1.75 or so.
I had read through your hand a little bit, Josh, and obviously I know that you're going to give me a good hand, so I didn't see the end of this. But the thing is that, and this is where I probably differ from now, maybe 3 or 4 years ago too, is that, I think that with the ace of diamonds, I don't even think I would think about it too much, and I would call, because his bet is representing what you have. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, exactly. I assume that he might be able to take some flushes for possibly this sizing, but I don't see how he gets there, really. If you're saying it's ace of hearts, 9 of hearts, 7 of diamonds, 6 of diamonds, like, he would have to have, like, some sort of combo draw that doesn't have a pair in it, like 10-8 of, well, I mean, 10-8 obviously is a straight
Is
on
a
the turn,
straight.
but like, say he had King 9 of diamonds. I'm trying to go through it. Yeah, Jack 10 of diamonds, like
Yeah.
King 9 of diamonds,
Yeah.
which is the second nuts. Like, I don't know if he's raising that turn. He's got a pair, right? And he's got diamonds. So then you
Mhm.
start to go down, and it's like, well, is it like Queen Jack of diamonds, Jack 10 of diamonds? Jack 10 of diamonds is a gutter. Again, it's ace 9 7 6 deuce, backdoor diamonds. You have the ace of diamonds, so you're actually supposed to, the way that you're supposed to construct your range is you're supposed to have some nut flushes here. And I don't know
Right.
if he would go this sizing with Jack 10 of diamonds, some shit like that. So I honestly, like, it looks to me like he's trying to represent what you have. If you didn't have the ace of diamonds here, I think it would be a much more difficult spot, to the point where ace 9 might even be indifferent. Again, this is just off the top of my head, but I think when you're
Right.
playing at this level and your opponent is capable of taking this type of sizing, you have to choose some hands, right, to call with. And I think that
Yep.
you have a really good one to call with, right? You might actually have one of the best ones that you could bluff catch with here.
Right. I mean, there are better hands that I could be calling with. Obviously, I could have some straights or flushes.
Right.
I could have top set.
Right.
Just the chance. He has sevens, which, I mean, pocket sevens could play it like this. Kind of slow play the flop, and then once the board gets really scary, go for it.
I mean,
Also,
actually, I got to be. I mean, to be honest with you, like when you look at this stuff and you like node lock something, if his sizing is so indicative where this is only a sizing of flushes or higher, then and like bluffs and stuff like that, I bet your hand is more of a call than all the hands that you just mentioned. Like you wouldn't call down linearly here, right? Like people would almost want to pick your hand over like a set of sevens or something like that. You know what I mean?
Why would you say that? Just because I'm blocking his nut hand?
Yeah, pretty much. You're blocking his nut hand. I mean, you could say, I mean, if his, you just look back to basics, right? Like if his sizing, if he's only taking the sizing for value with flushes, if it's like flushes or a bluff, right? Or turning something
Right.
into a bluff, then yeah, I mean, your hand, it doesn't really make a difference if you have a set here. I think the key factor is that you have the ace of diamonds,
Right. My one concern was, say if hands that might do something like this would be combo draws on the flop. And if you had a combo draw on the flop, there's a pretty decent chance he's going to be putting in a raise. But he decides to wait to the turn to put in the raise. So, I
I
mean,
mean, like
unless
a
he
front
puts
door
up
flush draw or something like that.
yeah, like if he
Yeah.
had Jack 10 of hearts or 6 7 of hearts.
Yeah.
I mean, that can't something like that.
Well, 6-7 is bottom two. I mean, 6-7's bottom
bottom
two. It's
two,
kind of weird to
and
do
now
that at the end,
Now he
right?
picks up 2 pair.
Yeah. I mean, again, like I don't know what the answer is if you were to plug this in, if you wanted to play at equilibrium, just from me learning off the top of my head. And this is what people do when they learn through these, when they learn and they get good at that technique of like running through solvers. Well, I'm learning through listening to smart people run through solvers and explaining it. So that would be my reaction is that I think that I would call. What did you end up doing?
Just one quick thing before I give you the results.
Yeah.
So I did have a friend run it through GTO Plus,
Yeah.
and it spit back out that it was indifferent.
That it was indifferent, really. Even did
Yeah,
you
it was
do it
indifferent.
without the ace of diamonds?
He did it. What
Did
do you
he-
mean without the ace of diamonds?
I just wonder if you had ace 9 without the ace of diamonds, like, because it surprises me that that's indifferent.
Like,
you know?
yeah, I mean, we went through all the combos first, and it is a slight call. But then say like you put in a deviation for live play at like 30%, it moves towards like a slight fold actually.
Interesting.
But I did make the call, and he didn't have a flush, but I still lost the hand. He had 10 of diamonds, 8 of hearts.
10 of diamonds, 8 of hearts. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And I wonder
Yeah.
if he's supposed to be able to do that for that sizing, or if the suits matter. But
Right.
I mean, I don't think I don't have any problem with the way that you played it, Josh. Really.
Yeah.
It
just kind of sucks because I'm going to be folding ace king, ace queen there all the time. Like, it's not even a question. So it's like he has to put me on some sort of really, really strong hand for me to be making, almost a 2x raise bet on the river. And I just happen to have the one hand pretty much where I have to make the call there.
Right.
So.
No, that's a cool hand. We'll definitely use that one for YouTube. Thanks a lot, Josh. I appreciate it.
Sure.
Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA200. Click on the link right there.